everyone, welcome to my Patreon proud reaction to the 5th episode of School Rumble. And I do want to mention something pretty important before we get into this. Now, I am switching the version of the show that I'm watching because the other version that I had, it was very much a mixed bag of like different subgroups and file formats and stuff, and it's a bit of a problem because, well, the first 4 episodes were, you know, MKV, properly subbed and all that, but literally the rest of them of Season 1 are not. They are AVI, which means no subs. And without subs, I can't do my format the way I do it, so once I realized that's far too late, I had to kind of switch it. And before, what I was using was the first 4 episodes were just labeled WF plus KAA. The KAA standing for Kick-Ass Anime. I'm not sure about the WF, but it was like a combination of subgroups or something, I guess. But anyway, the rest of them were WF after that, which are all AVI, so that just doesn't work. So I have switched over to something else, which I guess is like a DVD version that's labeled KAA-Mokuri. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be using now. And I checked the very beginning of both episode 5 of this version and episode 5 of the WF version, and this version has like an extra 5-second scene at the beginning of it, like a little coming up next kind of thing before it gets to the actual events of the show, which I think is just like an eraser dropping. So yeah, it's important to let you know in case you are trying to sync up your copy to mine, so it will affect the timing, obviously. So yeah, hopefully you do not skip this part because that is kind of important. So yeah, that's what I should be using for the rest of this season. It actually does have technically two subtitle tracks. The first one, the default being the DVD subs, and then I guess it has a fan subs one as well. So, which I assume is English as well. So, but yeah, going forward for the season, this should be the version I use, unless something goes horribly wrong. So, yeah, I just thought I would let you know that before getting into it. So, that being said, let's just get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. And there we go, eraser drop. She sees it, and then she reads his mind. Yeah, basically what we got last time. And then the opening. So yeah, hopefully what I said at the beginning wasn't too confusing, and hopefully you did not skip it. And to be honest, after 10,000 TL notes, I have no problem switching to a different version. Basically just a part of the opening that tries to make me dizzy. That's really what that was. Just a little hair flip that Eddie does in that little spinning bit. Eddie was a little bit mean to Tenma last episode, but I still like her. Whew, I'm never quite ready for that shot. Because the opening is not very fan servicey or anything, but it's got a couple pretty nice shots near the end. Burning hot first. Oh yeah, it was all the Moedu, right? I remember now. Gumawadu, gudu, gumawadu, gudu, gu, like likes D cups. And here we go. Food. Are those bugs? Yeah, show some respect. Okay, that changes things. You don't go. Oh yeah, sexy physics teacher. That's what last episode said it was, right? Yeah. So Kenji knows her. Clearly. Don't ask such things. It's a work in progress. So how do they know each other? Okay, so it's just Guardian. Living together, well, I suppose that makes sense for a Guardian. Fair enough. Okay. So she's a cousin. The debt. That's her? She is. She's wonderful. Regular Yamato Nadeshiko. Should see her with a bow. Man, as expected of her. Priorities, you know. She's, yeah, a little bit of the teasing type, it seems like. Ordinary. I don't know if I'd call her ordinary. Poor Kenji. Just drown your sorrows in your food. It's fine. It just adds a little bit of flavor. Not sure how I feel about this font, though, honestly. Not a deal breaker or anything, but the T's are just awful. Although I don't think that comes across in your version of it, like the version down there. Maybe I could change that later. The beach, such a romantic setting. Oh, there's some people back there you might want to pay attention to. Say that a little bit louder. We're gonna do a flashback. We'll see. It's a very clean knife. Job well done. Didn't even have to put on a cop uniform for it. Yeah, I just happened to save you as a side effect. Is that where it all began? I mean, that'd probably work on me. I mean, that would definitely work on me. Forget the maybe. If he's being powered by love right now, you're not gonna be able to defeat him with a little knife. That was some brutal off-screen violence. Yeah, it's definitely a middle school uniform, like, definitely. Oh, yeah, he got hit a little bit. Play it cool. Can't look lame in front of Rogue. Good. I want to catch her before she hits her the head. Okay. She really can't afford to have any more head damage. I'll just be taking this. Just... I wonder if there's any way we can make this clear that this was not a kidnapping to any potential onlookers. Probably not, we should probably just hurry on. So we just brought her back to his place, okay. So yeah, I guess it is a kidnapping, technically. That did not answer the question at all. Want to try that again? If nothing else, she's gonna think she got kidnapped. Waking up to an unfamiliar ceiling. Watch yourself, Genji. You don't want to commit a crime here. I mean, you already kind of did in a way, but don't make it worse. Oh. Okay. If she wakes up now, that could definitely complicate things. Oh. Hey, that's quite forward of you, Tenma. You just met him. But yeah, probably not directed towards him. But man, he got himself into quite a position, didn't he? He's a good boy though. He's not gonna go with the flow and take advantage of the situation. And that's what she wakes up to. That strange sweaty man hovering above her in an unfamiliar room. Never a good thing. Oh. What's her next move? Just gonna walk out? I mean, that's probably the best thing to do, just walk out. Probably should say something to him, though, first. Oh! Oh, wow, okay. Okay, I mean, fair enough. Finally met a truly worthy opponent. The girl that he saved / kidnapped. Triple take. So yeah, I can definitely see how she left quite a big impression on him. It's not an experience you would forget anytime soon. The cuteness, the combat ability. Yeah, I gotcha. I get it. You know, kidnapping on a first meeting, that just leaves a bad first impression. Well, that was a fun scene. She was actually somehow even cuter than she is now, which is impressive. So that's the reason for the image change, okay. I actually quite like that backstory. I can try. Oh, she heard that entire oh, wow. I love you so much, Tenma. Didn't even think about that. She heard the whole thing. Okay. Okay. That may have been the best thing in the whole show. Okay, yeah, that was great. That was great. And there she is, Itoko Sensei. So that really is her name. Okay. There's the picture. Who could have done such a thing? My eyes are still tearing up after that. In a way, yeah. It's complicated. Itoko is his Itoko after all. Ooh, that's a nice tea set. Tea Ceremony Club. Cool. I'm actually kind of surprised that there's not an anime that's based on a tea ceremony club. At least not that I know of. I guess there's a couple that are close, but... Probably not. So she's like the advisor of the tea ceremony club. That's cool. Hopefully she wasn't blackmailed into it. Probably not. This is before that became a trend, I think. I wonder what his motivation is. I can kind of guess. And she, of course, knows. That's probably not leaving a good impression. Definitely is. Oh, okay. She's part of the club. Cool. That's Akira, right? Didn't you notice her until then? I feel like there's plenty of problems. It has to word with 2 T's. It's horrible. Okay. Fair enough. Well, if you actually care about her, of course you could do something so simple. Definitely did not expect Akira to be a tea ceremony girl. Didn't we see her with like a gun or something in the opening? So, show us what you got, man. Did it taste like her? Ah! Okay. It's pretty hardcore. So I think she's just trying to mess with him. How sure are you? Is that your final answer? Final answer. That's probably not the power of love. Hate to break it to you. Because the person usually wouldn't be able to. I guess death is cause for disqualification. Finally, a club that's not ruined by him. So she really is going to join, it seems like. Which is cool. Would you like some normal tea to wake you up? That sounds quite pleasant. She has such a nice, pleasant voice too. Whoever she is. Still hate the font of that T so much in this. Just a good thing that's not represented in the subs down there. Does that bother you too? Well, there you go. But yeah, if it stops us, I should be able to change it later. Okay, people seem to be enthusiastic about this. 410. Let's enjoy our youth together, everyone. Let's sweat and have a great time. Making a scene again, Kenji. He's doing his best. I guess they kind of are, yeah, another way to redirect their energy. I get where he's coming from with that. Ah, Mikoto, great job. She does look like a baseball player to a degree. Eri, of course, looks into it. Red and white team. And yet they are wearing red and white. Okay. Is that gonna help? Oh, wow. It's pretty good, Eri. Who knows, really? Somebody got a protector? Oh, Akira. Good job. Thank you. They are, you're not kidding, they actually are fantastic. I agree. I agree completely. Gotta be careful not to miss those shutta chansu. Let's good luck on that one. Could at least wait for it to stop spinning before you throw it again. It's about what I expected, but poor Tenma. I mean, yeah, how could you possibly feel depressed in such a wonderful spot? It's her character. Wow. Man, wow. Because I said it before I read it, and wow, okay. I kind of can't believe that just happened. I love this show. You can't find the ball. My girlfriends. I guess he does. I guess he is that kind of character. Yeah, you can go away. Yeah, I figured he was talking about Tenma. He did her best, but it's rough. Hey, you watch what you say about Tenma, boy, I'll beat you. Let's wreck this guy if we can. And there we go. Get wrecked, boy. Dead. The world's a better place. Hopefully not. Oh, Ganasuma. I think. Yeah, it's Ganasuma. Oh. I call her Tenma, by the way. There's 2 girls in the show with that family name. So if you could call her Tenma too, that'd be great. Come on, Tenma, just believe in yourself. Oh my god, touching. This is the most hockey he's done in a long time. So it's probably legitimate. Oh god, that was cute. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. And yeah, I forgot that was Aries' family name too. So I didn't know what he meant until it showed her. Yeah, gotta. Oh wow. That is a very professional pitching format or posture. But where's the ball going to end up, though? Wow, okay. Much better pitcher than I thought you'd be. Right to the face. Right to the face. I mean, if it's from Tenma, I don't think he minds taking a hard one to the face. Well, there you go. Oh no, don't choke Tenma, please. I thought it was a fantastic pitch, Tenma. Don't mind. Don't mind. And here's the ED, which I still love more than the opening, which is very uncommon. But I really do. The opening's good, don't get me wrong. But the ED, I don't know why, but the ED just makes you feel so good when I watch it. Like, I might put it in my top 10 EDs of all time. Like, seriously. Not just because we get to see these beautiful girls in swimsuits. That's just a small part of it. Maybe a moderate sized part of it. Just, yeah, look at the 3 of them together, like Eri, Mikoto, I think it is, and Tenma. Just a little, I don't know, just the little position there. You could just feel the friendship. La 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 la. La 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 la. I butchered that song, but I like the laws nonetheless. Probably not. Huh, hospital stuff. Okay. Yeah, that guy was from way back in the day. Deserted Island going full Sonon disco. I will not miss the next episode. Don't you worry about that. Don't you even worry about that. Okay. Okay. That was the fifth episode of School Rumble. And yeah, I'm definitely seeing why the show is as well received as it is, you know. Because usually when people talk about good comedy anime, this one's brought up a lot. And yeah, for sure, I can see why. Okay, so, you know, I do remember from the preview of last episode we were going to have our sexy physics teacher. It's pretty much all I knew, really. I didn't know any specifics about who she was as a person, which of the characters that we know is she associated with. I didn't know anything about that, but we learned. We learned. I definitely need my water. Okay. Okay. So, first thing we got was her having dinner, or lunch, a meal, with Kenji. So, yeah, I was curious, you know, what their relationship was. I figured it wasn't romantic for several reasons. But yeah, apparently she is his guardian / cousin. And her name is Itoko, so obviously a not so subtle joke there. Itoko is cousin in Japanese. I think they had some little note about that in the subs. But yeah, so that's that. And she's, yeah, definitely on the sexy side for sure. And she's also kind of the teasing type, you know? Very, I mean, it's a fairly common trope for, like, older female cousin characters, you know? In shows, I would say. Probably even more so than older sister characters. Older cousin characters are kind of like that. I don't really have anything to base it off of. It just, I feel like that's the case. But anyway, yeah, she's immediately pretty interested in the romance side of things, because apparently Kenji has never really been all that interested in romance. I know he's been like a cool loner delinquent man that just kind of his personality, and yet he has this picture of a cute girl in his wallet. It's pretty telling. And the best thing about this, aside from just seeing somebody tease Kenji, which is a lot of fun, was the fact that we got to actually get the backstory of how he actually met Tenma. And I was kind of curious about that, you know, when did he fall in love? Anytime you see a romance anime where it starts like midway into a romance interest, the question is, yeah, how did it get started? So, and we got that. Boy, did we get that in this episode. Okay, so first of all, I actually want to go to a little bit before we started the flashback, because we saw that Tenma was back there. At what point was it? I know it was before the flashback. Yeah, she's like, why don't you try saying it out loud? And then the camera, like, continues to pan back until we see Tenma. So, even though she mentioned saying it out loud, for some reason it didn't register with me that she would hear the entirety of the story. Like, I mean, because usually you don't just eavesdrop on someone's entire life story like that. But, yeah, that... Because when she said that, I just thought it was going to be like a quick one line that he says and she hears real quick. I didn't really connect that to the backstory at all. But... which is probably a good thing, because it increased the impact later on. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. As for the backstory itself, yeah, he just wandered around town, being all cool. He sees a very cliche scene of a girl being threatened by a scary man, and he came by to save the day. We didn't actually get much context about this conflict, really. Like, was he trying to rob her? Was he trying to kidnap her? It's hard to say. He has a knife, though. So, yeah, all he says is be quiet. So that doesn't tell us much about the context, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It would be funny though, kind of, well, maybe funny is not the best way to put it, but it would be funny if she was going to kidnap her, because that's kind of what Kenji sort of ended up doing instead. So it'd be funny in that way. But yeah, he just shows up, kicks him, beats him up, and yeah, Tenma, like younger Tenma, is extremely cute. Like, I almost wasn't even sure if that was Tenma. Just the personality seems a little bit different, much more kind of quiet, reserved, shy kind of girl. I guess maybe it's a matter of she changed a little bit after she found Katasuma. Like, she became a bit more proactive, a bit more, you know, a bit different. Maybe that's what the book's trying to imply here. But she definitely comes across as a bit of a different character here, for sure. Like, cuter character. Which is impressive, because current Tenma is pretty damn cute herself. But just, yeah, like the eyes, the thank you very much, the, you know, hands in front of the face, just pretty much pure, unadulterated moe, like, just shot right through him. And I thought that would be pretty much for the entirety of the reason why he fell in love with her. But as we learned a bit later on, it was also her combat ability, I think, was an important factor as well. But that's definitely where it started. Like, yeah, this shot here, like, in my version, it was at 5 minutes, 56 seconds as it pans from down to up over her body. Yeah, you can see a lot of creases in the clothing, you know, which just a little bit loose. Just, yeah, you can tell they're doing pretty much everything in their power here to dial up the moe to the highest setting, really. Like, everything about it was very excellently done here, I would say. And, you know, bubbles and stuff in the background to add to it. So that was fantastic. That was heart check inducing right there. And she was a little bit freaked out, and she ends up kind of just passing out, falling over. Luckily, he catches her. And, you know, whenever you get into the situation here with an unconscious girl, there's a few ways to handle it. And the way he opted to do was to bring her back to his place. Yeah, fair enough. So, I'm not sure what the right thing to do in that situation would be, but there's certainly worse ways to handle it, I imagine. But the problem you have when you do that, though, is that she'll be very confused, probably panicky when she wakes up. That's the only problem, well, the main problem with such a solution. So, yeah, he brings her back to his place. She's just kind of laying there, just delirious, talking in her sleep, just, I mean, nothing too surprising from Tenma, really. Aside from, you know, some, like, I don't know, like, whatever she was dreaming about, it seemed to be like a romantic kind of dream because she's, like, hugging at him, saying that she loves him, trying to kiss him, which, for a second, I actually thought we were really going to do it there, but apparently he defended against it, which is a bit surprising, but, you know, because I probably would have just let it happen if I was in his position, but you know, he knows that none of this is actually directed towards him, so he doesn't want to take advantage of it, which I can respect that, for sure. So, but what does she walk in on? What does she wake up, though? Because just in general, waking up in this room would be pretty bad from her perspective. But to add on to that, she wakes up, she sees a face probably about this close to his face, to her face, his face to her face. He's like all sweaty, like looks a bit panicky, just on top of her. There's only a few ways you could take something like that. So, all things considered, she was actually a little bit less panicky than I expected. Because, of course, just, you would panic. You would panic in the situation. There would probably be screaming, maybe some violence. But she was actually taking it pretty calm. Like, she was just, like, silently going to walk out the door. Which, that's definitely probably one of the better ways to handle it, honestly. But, you know, if it was something nefarious, he wouldn't just let her walk out, of course. But, yeah, when he does try to stop her, she's just like, she retaliates, you know? And I can't blame her for that, because she's in a strange place with a strange person. So, it seemed to have a mostly positive effect on him as well. So, you know, it's all good. What was it that she said here afterwards? Yeah, thank you for saving me. So she does remember that part, which probably had a big impact on how she handled the situation. Because I wasn't sure if she'd remember it or not. But, yeah, but I think this is a bit too much Perfect Son. So basically the way she took it was he rescued her, and he thought that he should get some compensation for that, you know? Some bedroom-based compensation. I think that's how she took it here. That's the only way I can, yeah, interpret her line here. But, yeah, that would be a bit too much for her. You know, she's like, I'm thankful for you saving me and all that, but there's certain things I can't do as a reward, so I'll just be taking my leave now. That's basically how I took it, you know? So, and that was great by itself. I spent way too long talking about this stupid flashback. But, yeah, that was all great on itself. But what made it about 10 times better was what happened, yeah, back in present time, back in the restaurant. Because Tenma heard all of that. Okay, this here, when she said, I understand. Now, the first thing I thought in this scene was that she was, like, having her own conversation, you know, like that line of hers was unrelated to what we just saw. That was what I thought at first, but the scene kept going. She said, it's all that girl's fault, as she turns around to look at Kenji. And that's when so many things just clicked in my head at once, and it was the funniest thing. That was the funniest thing. That was perfect. That was literally the perfect climax punchline to a gag. Just like, that girl is horrible. Wait, why does that seem so familiar? Just, that was great. 10 out of 10 for literal perfection there. So yeah, I mean, other things happened in the episode, but nothing beat that. Just, let's be honest, nothing beat that. Anyway, yeah, we have our teacher at school, and she's apparently the club advisor for the tea ceremony club. Like, we learned a lot of things about this tea ceremony club in one scene. Like, she's the club advisor of it. Akira's a part of it, like the leader of it. It seems like we have the blonde girl who I think I recognize from the opening. I'm not sure. She seems pretty sweet for the most part. And yeah, you can see Akira over to the side. I did not notice her at first, to be honest. Not until the focus was on her. My bad. But yeah, Yakumo actually wanted to join the club. And apparently she's been trying out different clubs, but, you know, this dude here has been causing problems. You know, basically a full stalker coon, really. So, yeah, he's a problem, Aikido dude. But luckily we can handle him. The tea ceremony club doesn't mess around. We can handle him. So that's the thing. We ended up having a competition to solve things, and yeah, Akira solved it pretty well, I would say. I think she deliberately tried to fool him into thinking one was hers, but yeah, he was disqualified by the end anyway, so regardless, it didn't want to work out for him, for sure. But if I didn't misinterpret the gag, basically, yeah, she put in like a little bit of hot pepper thing to give him the false idea that what he was feeling from one beverage was the hot love. Unless I'm misinterpreting it, that's what that was supposed to be. Regardless, like, it did not work out for him. And then we played some ball. Not a lot to say about this, but yeah, she's not very athletic. I knew that. She was worried about it. In this shot here, like 17 minutes and 45 seconds about, where we see, yeah, Akira, Mikoto, and Eri, like our three main beautiful side character females running all together. Like the one guy said, Shadow Chance, that was great. Very, very good view, for sure. So, I like all three of them. I enjoy their presence in whatever scene they do. Just Tenma getting hit in the head with a ball. Ow, that hurt more than I thought it would. That kind of bit my tongue there. And then she just takes refuge in Mikoto's chest, as we all would. And then Eri, that line here, that's my character. This was great because, yeah, as soon as she said, you were really blunt, Eri-chan, the first thing that came to mind was, yeah, that's her character. And then, like, probably not even a second afterwards, I noticed that she said the same thing. That's my character. Not quite as great as the restaurant gag, but that was pretty damn close. That was pretty close. So I love that. And where was the other scene of her, like, giving advice through Karasuma? I think it was right about here. Yeah, you don't have to worry about what others think. You just have to give it everything you've got. That's what Sawachika-san told me to say. Okay, I did not remember that Sawachika was Eri. Like, the family names are giving me a rough time because I mostly just focus on the given names for now. I'll get that down eventually, though. So I wasn't sure who he was referring to here. But then, and even the shot of her went by pretty quickly. But then when we transitioned over to Eri-chan looking away, it was pretty clear at that point who he was talking about. And that was very much a nice little tsundere kind of thing there. So that was a really good scene as well. So, yeah, this was a good episode. There's a lot of good stuff here. And then, just fantastic pitch. Like, it hit him in the face, but still, it was a fantastic pitch. Eri just choking her out in the background. So, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here, for sure. I feel like I spent way too much time talking about the backstory part, but it is what it is. My bad. So yeah, this was a good episode for sure. I love so many of the female characters, and Kenji I think is the only male character I actually like in the show. I would say. I mean, Karasuma, he's important, but I can't say I really like him at all. Not the same way I like Kenji. And the stalker dude, I mean, I guess Kenji's kind of a stalker in his own way, but he's not quite annoying about it the same way the Aikido club guy is, really. But so yeah, I don't really like Aikido guy either. So Kenji, I'd say, is the only guy I really like in the show so far. But I do like him quite a bit, so it's all good. Yeah, pretty much all the female characters are pretty great, I would say. So yeah, that's all we got to say on the episode. Just great show. I'm enjoying myself, for sure. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.